Hey, what's up? It's Spaz the Magician, and this is an update to a video I had posted yesterday regarding some things I've been meaning to talk about for a while regarding corporate greed, people not doing tricks right, and just the mess in general that I've been seeing on YouTube. So first of all, I have to issue a correction about Crazy Man's handcuffs. I was actually under the impression Michael Amar, however you want to pronounce his name, created the trick, and apparently I was wrong. Somebody corrected me on that. Michael Amar popularized it. But apparently the trick was created by somebody named Arthur Setterington, so I needed to correct that. That being said, I'm now going to go over and address some private messages that people are telling me about. It's my opinion, things like that about what I talked about. So let me clarify something. People love to use the phrase or run to the phrase or hide behind it. Oh, that's your opinion. If people are doing what they want, why does it matter? Okay, so that phrase is always coming from people who don't understand the concept of what exactly is being talked about. So let me clarify this. Magic has a trick has a very specific effect to it, okay? If the effect is skipped, the trick is not being done properly. That's not an opinion, that's a fact. People are confusing people doing what they want while keeping the effect in with people and amateurs and professionals skipping the effect and then coming out with the end result. The end result is not what makes the trick. The effect is what makes the trick. This is specifically why I use the Crazy Man's handcuffs in that. Because Crazy Man's handcuffs the trick itself is a visual penetration where one elastic goes through the other and the audience member actually sees it. That is the actual trick. People thinking, oh, I'm separating the elastics is the trick. No, that trick is visual, which means anybody that is not visually allowing the audience to see it, which is the second way I presented the trick, then they're not doing the trick properly. Period. That's not an opinion. That is a fact. Now, I'm going to talk about the Elmsley count, because the Elmsley count has dozens of variants of it. However, it doesn't actually have dozens of variants of it. It has one variant counted dozens of ways. So let me explain. The Elmsley count, when you ask people, they don't even understand they don't know what it is. They know it's a count, but they don't know what the trick, what it is. The Elmsley count is a block push-off count. That means you push off a block of cards as a single card. That is what the Elmsley count is. It's then combined with the maneuver of counting cards to make it look like you have 4 cards. But it's still a block push-off count. That's what that is. So, even though there are dozens of ways to count the cards, the block push-off is still being used. So that's what I mean by there are dozens of variants, but it's still only being done one way. So people are confusing the end result with the actual effect and then going, well, if people are doing it, what's the problem? If you have to ask that statement or you say that statement or then you try to say, well, it's your opinion that people can do what they want, then you literally have absolutely no concept on anything I just explained. You honestly have no business being in the middle of this conversation, okay? And I've had other people message me saying they agree with me, whatever. This isn't about agreement. This is about explaining tricks have a very specific way of being done. You can variant it, but the effect must remain in the trick. Because if the effect is removed, you are not doing that trick properly. People can get mad at me all they want and say, oh, that's my opinion. It's not an opinion, it's a fact. You may come up with a different way to do it. Not questioning that. If you remove the effect, then you're not doing the trick right. So yes, tricks actually do have a right way to be done. They do have a proper way to be done. And if you notice the difference between the elastic trick and the card trick I did, I specifically said the elastic trick has a right way to do it. The card trick, I says, has a better way to do it than some of the stuff I've seen. So I don't just say tricks have a proper way to do it and apply that mass blanket that. I literally separate it. And a lot of people don't pay attention to that, or they skim through it and they get mad. So the point here I'm making is, if you are removing the effect of a trick, I don't care who you are or what you're saying or how mad you get at me, you're not doing the trick right, because tricks do have a right way to be done. Sorry, most tricks have a right way to be done, and some tricks just you can do whatever you want. But if you remove the effect, you're not doing the trick right. That's the end of that. So that being said, Spaz the Magician signing out. Have a good one.